Hi, I'm Tony Inman, the Change Catalyst, and I'm here today with another 2-minute coaching video up from the beautiful Perth Hills. I'd just like to talk to you today about the leap of faith that it takes when you wish to grow your business. And what I'm referring to there is that point at which you start to get really busy and you think, I need to have another person on the team. You may be on your own to start with and you need a second person. There's always that fear among small business owners, that point where you're going, I know I need somebody to help me. I can't keep up with the work that I've got to do, but what if I take somebody on and I can't afford to pay them? So there's that panic that sets in, and you seem to be caught in that sort of, oh, do I, don't I? And that's why I call it the leap of faith, because there comes that point where you need the extra pair of hands, and if you don't get the extra pair of hands, then your productivity and your results will start to drop off. So if we look at it on a graph of the dollars that you're raising through turnover and then profits, hopefully what's left over, as against the number of people that it takes to service that, what tends to happen, you're growing your business, we'll do it in sort of straightforward lines here and hope not to get too confusing. But let's say your business is growing along quite nice and steadily, and then you realize that you're flat out busy, you can't cope with it anymore, so you need to take on another person. Now your business may just sort of level off, it may not necessarily carry on growing straight away. Probably you'll be investing time into training that person rather than really focusing on growing the business. So what tends to happen is your profit, let's say it's a little bit lower than your turnover, is growing nice and steadily as you grow your business. But there's that point where suddenly you take on another person, what happens? Your profit's going to go down because you've got to pay their wages, and that's coming straight out of your pocket. But it's a pain that you've got to go through as a temporary blip, because once you get that person trained up and they start to grow, start to know what they're doing and take off duties off you, the business can grow again. And at that point, they start to pay for themselves, and you'll see that kind of thing going on. So the profit starts to go up. And then the same thing will happen again. You'll reach another plateau where the two of you are too busy. Let's say it's gone from 1 to 2 people, or 3 to 4, or whatever. You can't keep up with the work. And in order for the work to grow, you need another person. And for that whole thing to occur, again, you'll have that second blip where you're paying out more wages. You're losing money on the extra pair of hands that isn't fully producing yet. And as that person gets trained up and starts to pay their way, you'll get that happening. So you can see why that would scare a lot of small business owners off from actually taking that leap of faith. And that's what it's all about. It is a leap of faith. Now, you could consider some options. Just a couple of tips here. What I've recommended to some of my clients is look for ways of taking on a part-time person or a casual person, possibly doing a job share, maybe looking for someone who is a student and is looking for experience, that is happy to be an on-call person. So that way, if you have those sort of up and down days where you're not quite sure that the business is consistent enough yet to warrant an extra person, you can do it in stages. Another one might be to look at your elderly market, the people who are sort of semi-retired and are happy to still keep working and have got a lot of experience to bring to bear, but they don't necessarily want full-time. They're just wanting to cruise a little bit, take it a bit easier, pay for the holidays. But they'll still be good, valuable employees, and what they know will make up for any sort of possible slower speed or anything like that. You'll find, in fact, some of the older employees will run rings around some of the youngsters because they use their common sense and they bring that expertise to bear. So it could be another way of bringing somebody in that's on an on-call basis until you've got the confidence that you can justify paying the wages of the extra person. Then you can grow to the next stage again. So it's always a good idea to have a few people as you start to grow your business that you can call in as you need them. And just one last tip on that whole thing is to hire for attitude and train for skills. Make sure that you find the right people who have the same values as you have in your business and fit in with your company culture, because whatever they don't know, you can train them and you can teach them if they're willing to learn. There's nothing worse than taking someone on who appears to have all the right qualifications but isn't a good fit for the organization, and that's another common mistake. So just a couple of little tips there on why it is okay to feel that sort of reticence to want to take on the extra person, but at some point you have to take that leap of faith. That's where having a good business plan, having a coach, or having a chat with your financial advisors, your accountant, can give you that sort of support to know, yes, now's the right time. It's worth justifying that investment. I hope that helps. Tony Inman, the Change Catalyst, with another 2-minute coaching video. Thank you.